Would you please welcome Rhys Nicholson?
I'm very good. I love, somehow, I'm on the show and Eddie Maguire being on the show was somehow a gayer segment than I was able to provide.
Jesus. Oh, wow.
Right.
Where do we go from here?
Well, I guess missionary. Is this show still live?
Yeah. Can I say at this point of the program, it's nice to have a comedian on the desk.
Finally,
Here we go.
It is, and we'll get to the question. It is wild. I realised this. I was backstage watching the Monitor. Every single one of us, bar one, started in the same open mic rooms at the same time, and that's very. And look at us now. Now we're sitting next to Rose.
Yes.
And one of you will be written by the end of this.
Now, mate, you're here to promote your new book.
Me plug something? No.
I know. Dish, it is part memoir, part recipe book.
Yeah.
I've got to ask, are the recipes in there just to fill up the word count?
Yeah, I mean, yes. Now, I'm also nervous to call it a memoir because it's a book of essays. Look, I'm 33. I'm not the Malala of Australian comedy. I don't have much to say. They're kind of my opinions about things. Watching the fear in your eyes when I said Malala then.
No, you said missionary already.
Yeah. But it's kind of funny stories from my life, but it's not, I would hope that I can keep writing books over the next few years and kind of memoir as I go. But the recipes are attached to the essays. They're like kind of funny foods. It's poison. It's how to make poison.
Can I ask about what I'm guessing is a recipe that's in there?
Yeah.
When you and I first met, we were both young comedians.
Yeah.
You were...
Not like now, we're still very young.
No, but we were both struggling. You didn't have a lot of money, and you ate some of the most depressing meals I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Are any of those very sad single-person meals in the in the dish book?
There's an essay called A Burden to Share, and it's about share housing and the very important art when you're sharing a house with people of how to eat their food without them knowing.
Oh, sure.
Kind of Shawshank Redemptioning, like a massacre. And then there's a recipe in that for the most depressing hamburger you can eat in your life, which the recipe is essentially you forgetting how to do things because you're so hungover.
Right.
That's the vibe of the book.
Shawshank Redemptioning, as in they would have a sandwich in the fridge and you just put a poster of Rita Hayworth over it.
Yeah. And then an old character actor throws a pebble through them. Are we losing them now?
I think we might be. Now, look, you talk about your wonderful family in this book.
Yeah.
A lot of comedians, I would say, would get gear out of talking about their fractured relationships with their family. Do you wish that your mum and dad weren't quite as lovely as they are?
Oh, my God. Would it hurt them to just be a little teeny tiny bit homophobic for a minute? Just for a sec. No, because I'm so lucky. I grew up with an incredible family, and I think it's a real thing, especially in books. We really kind of tear into kind of trauma within families and that. But I think it's kind of just as important that if you grew up with a really great family, you should be able to freely talk. I mean, don't get me wrong. When they're dead, there's a book. But But I did grow up with this incredible supportive family, and my grandmother. Well, one of the nicest things you can do with a book is you can dedicate it to someone. I dedicated my book to my grandmother, who is still alive. Don't panic. And I wrote to my granny Nancy, please, for the love of God, don't read this book.
One of the wonderful experiences you talk about in the book with your family is movies. And you talk about how, as a child, they showed you Priscilla, Queen of the Desert and the Rocky Horror Picture Show at an age when you were too young. Do you think that affected you in any way, Rhys?
No. It's nature, not nurture.
Different type of recipe.
Yeah. No, but they did show, but I think it's a pretty common story for probably all of it. I don't know if it's a queer thing. It's kind of just a show business thing where I remember being shown in the 90s, Priscilla and the Rocky Horror, but my mum she would fast forward through all the naughty bits.
Yeah.
But she did do it on VHS, so I did see it just fast. So Tim Curry needs to see a chiropractor because his neck must hurt.
And congratulations on your recent nuptials as well.
Thank you.
Which I was too busy and not invited to attend.
Yeah. I did hear...
But you had a lovely time, I hope.
I did hear my husband Karen and I, we got married, and everyone on this desk, we all went. Someone told me that the project that Sunday had trouble filling the desk because they were all at my bloody wedding. And there were people's agents were calling them going like, but could you be there? Like, do you need to be there at 3? Like,
They all do it hungover anyway.
Yeah.
What difference does it make?
So it was very lovely at the Enmore Theatre, yeah.
Rhys
And you
Nicholson-
did a lovely job of it.
I didn't do anything official. I was just going to ask a completely unrelated question and say whose speech was your favourite?
I think, no, yours was my favourite because there was a point, it was all very funny and lovely. There was a point where you looked in my eyes through the speech in front of everyone I know and said, you deserve love. And then I just started crying. So that was nice. No joke there, just real.
To be fair, mine wasn't a speech. I was just yelling at the bartender when the tab ran out.
I look forward to seeing what recipe will be dedicated to Susie in the next book.
Yes.
I can't wait for that. And in the meantime, Dish is out now. Rhys Nicholson, please say hi to your mother dearest for me.